Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our MC for tonight, Robin Robinson.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Y'all look great. I haven't seen you in feels like a decade, and I know that some of you, if you came straight from work, you were really overdressed for work today. We have been looking for a reason to put our lipstick on and our stockings and our high heels and our belts and pocket scarves, and it has worked out really well for the visual. Give yourselves a hand. We all know, and I'm sure agree, how great it is to be back in person. I've missed being in this room with these people and the people that you haven't even met yet, the young, amazing, powerful genius going to change the future young people that we are honoring here tonight. I want you to give your full attention, be fully present. I know there's a lot going on, and some of it is not good. And sometimes it distracts us from the fact that there is good. There is good. So be present, fully present in this good. We know that young people in particular right now have a lot on their heads, a lot on their hearts, more than any of us when we were their age would have dreamed of having to deal with. But that's okay, because there are also young people that can do more than any of us would have ever dreamed a young person can do. And tonight is going to fill you with that kind of hope, that kind of certainty that we can get this done, that we're going to be okay, because they are, when I say light years ahead of where we were at their age, not only because they've got good hearts and good mentors and good supporters like you, but what they've been through creates a resilience that cannot be taught, cannot be transferred from one to the other, has to be personally experienced, and then you got the bad young person that you're looking for. So here we go. 6 years. They are reminding me this is the sixth time I've hosted this. For some reason, I thought I'd been hosting it, from the time that it started, but that was 23 years ago. I'll say it again tonight. I've said it before. And you may have seen me MC other events, and I don't do events for things I don't believe in. But this right here is my absolute favorite event, because it's all about the young people. So I'm not going to talk too much, because I want you to have plenty of time to listen to them. It is UCAN's premier fundraiser. The success this evening is going to play a pivotal role in UCAN's ability to continue to make an impact and provide at-risk young people the best opportunity to reach their full life, have a better future, give us a better future. Your support is critical. We want to thank you from the bottom of every heart in the room for you being in the room and for your support tonight, in the past, and in the future. Pay tribute to two incredible friends of UCAN and true leaders in our community, Jeff and Julie Dearmeyer. We will also honor youth who have, with the help of UCAN, with the help of you, worked hard to overcome tremendous adversity in their lives to reach for their dreams, become leaders among their peers. They really are an inspiration. It's going to carry you through long after this dinner. So I know we're all looking forward to meeting our honored guests, but let's begin with a wonderful tradition of this dinner. We're going to pray it in. To make our invocation, please welcome to the stage the senior pastor at St. James Community Church and the director of faith and community at UCAN, Chaplain Will Hall.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's good to be outside again, and everyone looks so amazing. So tonight, as we prepare to eat, our invocation tonight is a prayer of connection. We don't disagree as much as we do stay disconnected. Let me say that again. We don't disagree on the fact that every child needs to be loved. We don't disagree over the fact that no child should be shot going down to a park downtown. We don't disagree over the fact that no child should go to school and not go back home. But we're disconnected. South side disconnected from the west side. East side from the north side. And so tonight, as we eat this meal and as we have a good time, the prayer is that we stay connected after tonight. What good is a donation if we're not connected to the cause that we're donating to? What good is being connected to a church if we don't do the work after we leave church? So as we bow our heads tonight, let's remember those who are not here. And so, God, we thank you for all that you've given us. You favored us so that we can do somebody else a favor. And so on tonight, as we eat this meal, we first of all say thank you for the food. We thank you for every server who is serving us tonight. We pray that you give us all the strength to continue this good fight of justice and love, But most of all, may we always remember that it's not about us, but it's about our young people. So tonight, dear God, give us the strength to work for a better tomorrow tonight, so that when we rise tomorrow, we can see a brighter day because of what we did, starting with who we connected with tonight. And we ask these things in your name. Amen.
I see Chaplain Hall. I wonder, isn't there like a minimum age you have to be to be the chaplain? Like, I'm just getting old. Is that what it is? Thank you very much. We invite now the chairman of the UCAN Governing Board, Lourdes Gonzalez, to say a few words. And we are going to be a few words tonight. Don't worry.
Good evening, everyone. As Robin said, I'm Lourdes Gonzalez, chair of the Governing Board. I am so pleased to see so many of you here tonight to support an organization that is so dear to so many of us, UCAN. From its beginnings over 150 years ago as a Civil War orphanage, UCAN has grown and changed to serve the needs of so many young people and their families and their communities. These most vulnerable kids and teens need and deserve our support. We are so proud of the impact that UCAN has on the lives of so many all across the city. And I would like to highlight just a few of these areas with you tonight. In 2021, over 450 young people received mentoring through UCAN's Violence Intervention and Prevention Services program, our VIPS program. 99% of those participants reported that UCAN has helped them decrease their exposure to and involvement with violence. UCAN has completed over 750 violence reduction mediations in North Lawndale alone since 2018. Since 2018, UCAN has secured job placements for more than 1,000 youth and adults. UCAN has also provided mental health services. We know how critical those are today to more than 2,500 young people and their families since 2018. 98% of our alumni services participants are either enrolled in post-secondary programs or working full-time. We have a very ambitious goal to grow the alumni services program significantly in the year ahead, and this is why we're here tonight. I'm so proud of how many young people's lives we have touched. I want to personally thank the members of the governing board who do the hard work, who give of their time and their talents to support our great organization. Your help and your commitment makes our organization stronger. I would also like to thank all of our UCAN staff that are in attendance tonight. We especially know how challenging the last 2 years have been, not just for you, but for everybody, but especially for you who work directly with the youth in their homes, in their communities, in residential spaces, in schools. We want you to know that we appreciate the work that you do and the work that is so critical to the future of our youths and to their healing. Finally, this year's YLA is made even more special because it marks the public phase of our Power of Potential campaign, a multi-year effort that is inspiring the transformational investment in UCAN's mission. This evening, we want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the donors and leaders in our community who have helped us reach this point, and to celebrate the impact that their support has made possible with almost $21 million raised to date in public and private funds. To launch the public phase of this fantastic campaign, tonight we are premiering the official Power of Potential campaign video. If this message speaks to you, Please, I hope that you will join me in learning more about the important effort and exploring how you can personally be involved and make a difference in the future of this great city and our great youth and their communities.
This is not easy. This is not a mission that someone takes on in their spare time when they have nothing else to do. This is God's work that they do, and it makes such a difference for all of us.
I think this community is thriving because UCAN is here. When I think about the power of potential, I think about pouring into youth through your giving and how your gift helps youth and youth who will grow into adults like myself who, are doing great things in the community as well as still being connected to UCAN.
Thanks to our generous donors, we've been able to raise over $21 million for our Power of Potential campaign. We use these dollars to enhance our quality programming, hire more staff, serve more families, and move them along the trajectory from surviving to thriving.
What we love about UCAN is it's giving kids an opportunity. It's giving kids an opportunity to come from really tough environments and turn their lives around and turn around all of Chicago.
I think the lesson I've learned from the youth of UCAN really is about their perseverance and the fact that they're so resilient. They've gone through a lot of trauma in general, yet they have always come out on top. And they have really shown me that no matter what is going on, what trauma you may go through, you can truly become our future leaders.
A gift to UCAN is a generational investment in Chicago communities.
Making your first gift to UCAN is one of the best investments you can ever make. Investing your time, talent, and treasure into our youth who have suffered trauma is critical for them to become our future leaders.
I highly recommend that you come to North Lawndale, visit the offices, see the scope and scale of what they do, meet the people that are there, because this organization can get things done. So give generously to UCAN.
Good evening. I'm Krista Hamilton, President and CEO of UCAN. On behalf of the over 500 dedicated men and women who work really hard for our organization, we thank you to be here tonight with us. It's a pleasure to join us for our 23rd Youth Leadership Awards celebration. I'm really excited because it's my first YLA, and this is the first time we've been back together in 2 years. I would like to thank our governing board for showing up for UCAN. Over the last year, they have worked countless hours to ensure that our organization has the necessary support for a smooth leadership transition with an unrelentless commitment to our mission. I'm grateful for all of our auxiliary board members and our committee members for sharing your expertise and experience with us. Also, tonight would not be possible, and Lourdes mentioned it earlier, without our consistent and generous support of our donors, corporate, business, individual, governmental, and institutional. The work that we do sometimes feels a bit impossible, but with your deep investments, you make it possible. Lastly, I would be remiss without saying a special thank you to Tom Vandenberg, a man who has invested nearly 40 years of his life to make UCAN be what we know it is today. Tom has been a true gem in my onboarding process, and just being a phone call away has simply meant the world to me. So thank you, Tom. As Pastor Hall mentioned, this last month, and not just this last month, but definitely this last month has been devastating to say the least. Like many of you, I come into this room today with a heavy heart, thinking of all of the innocent lives that have been lost to senseless acts of violence. Tonight, we pray for all of those families impacted and look forward to being in a world where this type of hatred no longer exists. But this evening, the plan is to remind you what our future can look like. We are here tonight to uplift 9 of our most ambitious and accomplished young people. They represent tenacity, focus, resilience, and success. They embody the future, and the investments we make in them now will pay handsome dividends in the future, both professionally and personally. What better way for UCAN to be of service than us vigorously pursuing our vision, which is youth that have suffered trauma can be our future leaders. As you just watched in the video, tonight we also celebrate the success of our Power of Potential campaign. Nearly 5 years ago, UCAN launched the Power of Potential campaign to support 5 of our pillars of work. Those 5 pillars are violence intervention and prevention services, mental health services, workforce development, alumni engagement and support, youth leadership and development, which is precisely why we're here tonight. These services work in tandem to make sure our work is successful. We want to keep youth out of the system. We want to connect them to employment, and we also want to create a long-term support network for them. Our campaign was designed to ensure that everyone who walks through the doors at UCAN have the opportunity to not just survive, but to thrive. You'll hear us say that a lot, because that's what we really want to work toward in these next couple of years. As we've already seen the impact of our services, one example, and I was talking to someone about this, crime is up across the city of Chicago. But in North Lawndale, the community that we primarily serve, crime is down nearly 50% since last year. And these results don't happen by accident. It requires an investment, and our fundraising success is evidence that our approach is working. So far, and I didn't hear you all make enough noise on this when Lourdes said it. So far, over the last 5 years, with your help, we've raised $21 million. Yeah, that's more like it. Right. That's what I wanted to hear. This funding has been used to continue providing vital services in some of our most under-resourced neighborhoods in the city. While we know we will continue to see the results, the funding we've raised is only the beginning. We know that we have to have consistent investment in our organization to create long-lasting change. My long-term vision for UCAN is to expand our imprint and our impact across more communities in concert with more partners to impact more people. I like the ring of UCAN USA. What do you all think about that? Okay. Maybe. So now what? What is next? We will use the generous investments made in UCAN to unlock the power of potential for our youth and families. How can you help? I know that's what's on top of everybody's mind tonight. What can I do more of? And that question and opportunity makes me think of 3 distinct experiences in my life where ordinary people use their keys to unlock the power of my potential, which truly changed the trajectory of my life. My early memory was in kindergarten. I attended a neighborhood school in Inglewood where I lived. My kindergarten teacher was Miss Brown. She told my mom that she thought I could excel in a magnet school program. And as you know, in Chicago, selected enrollment is no joke. My parents didn't know anything about it, so she walked them through the process, and she gave my parents some materials for me to practice. And that's what we did. We practiced, and we practiced. I took the test, and I passed it. Yeah? The next year, I enrolled in Goodloe Magnet High School, and because of Ms. Brown, I went from a low-performing neighborhood school to a magnet school to a gifted school, and later graduated from Whitney M. Young Magnet High School. And I thank Ms. Brown. I thank Ms. Brown for using her keys to unlock the power of my potential in that way. The next person I think about is one of my college professors, Dr. Amos Bradford. As a first-generation college student, I look back now and realize that I did not know anything about going to college except how to use the application to apply to enroll. So on my first day, and I should mention that I was all the way in Florida, I was told that I needed $3,500 to stay in school. But I had until December to pay it. It was August. I said a prayer, crossed my fingers, and just went to class. My family really didn't have the resources to help me, and I had to face that fact around Christmas break. So I called a meeting with Dr. Bradford, and I told him I needed to transfer. Of course, he said, why? And I said, well, I just can't afford to stay here. And he said, if you want to stay here, I'll find a way to help you stay if I have to pay for it myself. Oh, I like that. I didn't expect that. Well, on December 26, 1999, he told me he pulled a few strings to keep me in school because he thought I deserved to stay and graduate, which I did, in 4 years with honors. And I thank Dr. Bradford for using his keys to unlock the power of my potential. The last moment I'll share, and I know I'm standing in between dinner, the last moment I'll share with you is January 2011. My former manager, Andre Kellum, hired me for my first role in nonprofit leadership. Oftentimes, nonprofit jobs are for people in social services, not people like me that had business degrees. So despite what some people thought about my ability to be effective because of my limited experience in social services, Kellum thought that my business acumen would be a different perspective to the organization. After he hired me 3 years later, I became the CEO of that company and led it for 7 years. And I thank Andre Kellum for using his keys to unlock the power of my potential. So I stand here today filled with gratitude as the first African American and woman to lead this amazing organization after 152 years. I have spent some time contemplating on why was this the right time for me and for UCAN. And on the weeks leading up to my first day at work, I would have told you, I'm qualified, I've led change management, I've scaled an organization before, blah, blah, blah. But on September the 14th, my second day at work, I took a walk through our residential facility with my colleague, Benny Haywood. I don't know if he's here tonight. And while on my walk, there was a 6-year-old boy home from school that day because he wasn't feeling well. To be honest with you, I did not know we house 6-year-olds, but we do. That youth calls our residential facility home, and that was the moment that I knew I was in the right place at the right time. My focus became very clear. My job is to ensure that UCAN shows up for that little boy and be his Mrs. Brown, be his Dr. Bradford, or be his Andre Kellum. So I tell those personal stories only because it is my commitment that because of the investment that we have made in our youth here tonight, a few decades from now, that little boy from our residential facility will stand in a room full of people and tell him that UCAN saw a spark in him, that we all helped unlock the power of his potential, that we believed in him, and that we gave him the tools he needed to thrive in his life. Congratulations to the impressive young people that you will meet later in our program. Each of them have overcome obstacles, but have remained steadfast in making strides in their journey. I am proud to lead and work aside our staff and each and every one of you. Thank you for being here tonight as we work together in lockstep to become a stronger UCAN. Have a good evening.
All right, now everybody looking in their pocket for their keys, right? Because you know you have them. Thank you so much, Krista. And thank you, Lourdes. You can see with leadership like that, UCAN has nothing but the brightest futures ahead with your help. Now, before we have dinner, I want to acknowledge, in a room full of superstars, can I just acknowledge 7 of them? Just 7. The rest of you all know you're superstars too. And if I missed anyone, too bad. No, just kidding. If I miss anyone, it's because we can't mention everyone. UCAN alumni Kiana Porter, Precious Sullivan, Deontay Lewis, Terrence Lindsay, stand up, Arliss I can't see. Oh, you're coming up. Thank you. We are so proud of them. Thank you for coming up here to stand with 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I said 7, but obviously, whose name did I not say? Yes. Go ahead. Turn me on. Thank you. I mean, turn my mic on.
Titani Harris,
Terrence Lindsay.
Precious Sullivan, Kiana Porter, Tiffany Lewis,
Prestina Singleton,
Jakari Gates.
Arnitra Jackson,
One more time.
Arnitra Jackson,
Arliss Banks. Jason Daniels.
All right, these are the superstars. Thank you. I love you. All right. Shining examples of the difference UCAN makes and continues to make. So we are going to begin the really important part of our program, where the talking balance shifts, where the old folks say less and the young people say more. It is my pleasure to begin that part of our program with a very special video featuring a very special person. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens where you will meet our Staines Family Foundation Youth Leadership Award winner.
Chiagozie Onyewuchi, take 1. One thing that my parents always instilled in us was going for what you believe in. You can't be thinking about other people's opinions, what they're gonna say, what they're gonna think, all that. You just gotta go for what you want. As a child of Nigerian immigrants, I've always been raised with a deep respect for our culture. But I didn't fully appreciate my heritage until I spent a year at boarding school in Nigeria. Just seeing my people being so resourceful made me realize I had to take advantage of every opportunity I had going for me in my life. One of my passions is writing, and through UCAN, I was able to connect with a job at the Chicago Leader newspaper that allowed me to explore that passion. Writing used to be very challenging and intimidating, but through the Chicago Leader newspaper, I was able to hone in my skills and make it my greatest asset. My writing mainly focuses on entertainment, but I'm really interested in making people aware of what's going on in Chicago and the world around them. My name is Chiagozie Onyewuchi, and I'm the 2022 Staines Family Foundation Scholarship Award winner.
All right. Okay. All right, I can see everybody feeling good tonight? That's good. Well, as she said already, my name is Chiagozie Onyewuchi, and it is good to be here. Well, good evening. Getting to meet all the wonderful people here at this event has been a very eye-opening experience, and also a little overwhelming, to say the least. Believe it or not, this event is actually more of a test for me to work on my social skills. In school, I was a kid in the back of the classroom, and it was a big thing for me to speak at all. And you would find me indoors with my eyes glued to a computer screen instead of going out on the town with my family. My dad, he would used to say, one man cannot be an island. And I realized what he meant by that is that it is vital to interact with the people around you. It means studying for an exam with your peers instead of by yourself, alone in your dorm room. It means stretching outside of your comfort zone, like speaking in front of people, on a night like this. The point is, you need to connect with people in order to get more things done. Networking is a crucial skill that I am working to develop and strengthen. That is why I appreciate nights like this, where you have to look someone dead in the eye and hope that you're saying the right thing. You'll never know how that will turn out until you start talking. I'm currently a rising senior studying economics and computer science at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Thank you. We got some alumni in the house? ILL? All right. I heard a couple people in the back. That's good. I plan to use this scholarship towards my tuition, and I am honored to be the 2022 recipient of the Staines Family North Lawndale Award. Thank you. I would like to thank one of my mentors at UCAN, Catrice McNeil, along with the Staines family for this opportunity. I also have to thank my family for providing a healthy environment for me to thrive in. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you for making this a moment more enjoyable than I ever thought it would be. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isabel Gaspar. I am UCAN's 2021 Rooney Scholar. Thank you. It is an honor and privilege to introduce Yanadika Morgan, this year's 2022 Johnny Rooney Scholar Dynamic Award.
More power when we are together. More power when we are together. More power when we are together.
I love music because it's just always something that spoke to me. It's hard for me to articulate my words, especially with just having strong emotions, but it's easier to articulate my emotions and how I feel through music. I found UCAN by researching what I can do for my community. I am from the south side of Chicago, and all you hear is bad things like violence. So it was important to me to show that it's not just about the violence, it's about having family and just being a home to people. I started to sing with the Chicago Symphony since my freshman year. It was just amazing all-around experience. It was like 1,000 people there, so I was actually so scared. But when I started to sing, it really calmed me down, and it felt amazing to be praised by so many people for my voice. I am Yanadika Morgan, and I am this year John E. Rooney Dynamic Scholar Award winner.
Sorry, I'm a little emotional. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope your evening's doing good. I'm Yanadika Morgan, as the video introduced, and I'm 17 years old. I attend DeVry Advantage Academy. I am so elated and thankful to accept the John E. Rooney Dynamic Scholar Award. I will be graduating this year with not only my high school diploma, but an associate's degree in business. I will be attending Illinois State University. In which I will continue my love in music by majoring in music education. I have always been an overachiever and worked hard to get what I wanted to accomplish in life. The drive to just be better and always just be the best I can be kept me going and contributes to my present and future success. I will use this scholarship to further my education and to become an outstanding music educator in the future. I've been singing since I was 7 years old. I've sung with the Chicago Symphony and events all over the city of Chicago, as mentioned in a video, with HHW Vocal Arts Ensemble, which is an after-school matter singing group. Being in this group taught me everything that I should know about music, and it showed me what I really wanted to do in life, which is to become a music teacher and an inspiration to the youth who share the same love of music as I do. During this time, I also did many things with my community, like cleaning up the trash from the streets, planting flowers, and planting vegetables, Seeing how much I could do for my community at a young age made me want to do even more. Becoming a music educator helps me combine the two things I love doing, which is singing and giving back to my community. I want to send a huge thank you to my mother, Naisha, and my grandmother, Linda, for helping me blossom into a smart, beautiful Black woman. I want to also thank my coach, Shauna Ramsey, for teaching me the way of business life and life as a whole. I want to give a huge thank you also to my music teachers, Daniel Henry, Gene Hendricks, and Arthur Griffin, for showing me my love for music and how to share it with others. Finally, I'd like to give the most humongous thank you to UCAN for creating the opportunity to become the John E. Rooney Dynamic Scholar, and all of you for your ongoing support at UCAN. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely evening.
I'm not sure y'all heard that. She's 17, graduated from high school with simultaneously her associate's degree. Ooh, overachiever. Talk about feeling like an underachiever. But beautiful things, great things. I told you it was going to be great. That was just the first two. Congratulations to them, Chiagoze and Yanitika. Thank you, Isabel, for your help. But we are just getting started, meeting tomorrow's leaders. Take a look at your screen to learn about 3 more.
The basketball court is my safe haven. It's a place where I can go when I'm having a hard day at school or work, and it takes my mind off things, puts me at a set of peace, and it challenged me sometimes to want to push and do better. During the game, I tore my ACL. It was a long process. It was a trying process. To have my UCAN manager reach out to me and ask me, do I need anything? Do you want to, just simple things like, do you want to try to walk today or stuff like that? It meant a lot to me to know that somebody cared. In November 2021, me and my friends organized a blood drive at my school. What I like about medicine is that it's always something new. I really like that you have to work for it. My goal in life is to be a nurse, and I feel like I would be a good nurse because I've been in the patient's shoes. I know what it feels like to be scared sometimes, and I feel like I could empathize for them and give them the best care they need to get better. My name is Kobe. I love basketball. I want to be a nurse, and I am this year's 2022 Youth Leadership Award winner.
I want to show others that ideas can come into fruition and that insecurity is not forever. Individuals have great ideas, and I feel like power of potential for every individual can just be their existence and accepting that and being who they want to be. One goal of mine is to open a nonprofit one day that incorporates the housing crisis, food insecurity, and financial insecurity. So I really want to give people the resources so that they don't have to continue going through these generational barriers. My UCAN therapist was one of my first mentors that I could say has really helped me and pushed me through a lot of the challenges I was having. Last month, I got accepted to Indiana State University's master's program in student affairs and higher education. Last week, I got accepted to Teach for America to teach in the Indianapolis region. What's good, y'all? My name is Isaiah Spears, and I'm a 2022 Youth Leadership Award winner.
The way I got interested in the law and politics is my teacher had mentioned the 3/5 clause. It stated that African Americans were only considered 3/5 of a human when the Constitution was written. When I discovered the 3/5 clause, it infuriated me. It made me feel like an outsider in the country I call home. But then, upon researching about influential Black people that look like me, I realized that instead of being infuriated and hating the place I call home, that I can find a way to make it better. And I decided that in order to make sensible change and a major impact, that it needs to be more people like me in the courtroom and more people like me in rooms where people make decisions, such as the Senate and the House of Representatives. I've been involved with UCAN for about 4 years now. One of my favorite activities is the Youth Peace Council, where I'm youth co-lead. Through UCAN, I got the chance to meet with influential community leaders and discuss my experiences and how to make my community better, which was really empowering for me. My name is Kyla Osborne, and I'm a 2022 UCAN Youth Leadership Award winner.
Isaiah, Kobe, and Kyla. Just checking. Just a 3, yes. There it is. The genius of our youth. The genius and the promise of our youth. So we've mentioned a couple times the power of potential campaign. Campaign is a thing, but you know what's in the thing is people. There's a steering committee that has made the up to now success, about to be even greater success as they enter the public phase of that campaign. And the people that serve on that committee don't just put their name on something and walk away. They're doing the work. Otherwise, they couldn't have raised $21 million. Am I right? Anybody who's been on a capital campaign knows it's ongoing work, right? But it's work from the heart for UCAN. And part of the heart of that work on the steering committee is Scott Powder, who is the president of Advocate Aurora Enterprises. And in addition to his work on the steering committee for the Power of Potential campaign, he is the man responsible for UCAN's extraordinary comprehensive undergraduate success program. Y'all spell it out yet? The CUSP. They're on the cusp. Along with Scott, this year's winners of the CUSP Awards: Deja Burrell, Diamond Neal, Antoine Wade Jr., and Anthony Izinium. Please come up.
I do want to thank a couple of people who have made this scholarship program possible. So 5 years ago, when I first got introduced to UCAN and saw what these kids were doing, we said, how can we expand the YLA program and add more scholarships? And after the first year, I was joined by Brad Flugel, who is sitting over there, who has become my partner and has been one of the judges for all of the scholarship winners, including CUSP. So Brad, thank you, and to your wife for your support. I'd also like to thank over there Andrew Hayek and his wife Nicole, who've been generous donors as well. So here we are with 4 CUSP scholarship winners, and we're going to do a little panel discussion. So we want to ask each of them, and so I'm going to start with you, Diamond. Just say a word about what the CUSP scholarship means to you, and kind of where are you going in the future? Where are you today, and what are you hoping to do?
Hello, everyone. My name is Diamond Neal. The CUSP Scholarship is an award that I'm very appreciative of. It's a generous token on behalf of UCAN, which will align me with certain goals that I'm yet to conquer. And, you know, just provide financial security in ways that I've yet to imagine. What is the second question you asked?
That's enough. Thank you. So I want to ask the same question of Antoine here. Antoine, maybe you can say just a word again about what CUSP means for you, and what are you going to be doing next? Because you're about to graduate, I think, on Friday, I think you said. So what happens next? Friday graduate.
The CUS scholarship means a lot to me, and it means that I am able to go to college and pay down some of my tuition fees.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And Deja, you are in Jefferson City, Missouri right now, and are about to go back to Lincoln University. So say a word about what the scholarship means to you and what you're going to be doing with at Lincoln.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deja, and I would say this scholarship means a brand new start for myself. Being the first generation college student going away from where I'm from, it was tough, and it was times where it was like a roller coaster. I gave up and fall and gave up and fall, but I would say now, winning this scholarship made me see that I am worthy of being great. So I would say it's a new, fresh start for myself.
And last but not least, Anthony, maybe a word about, again, the scholarship and what are you up to and what are you going to be doing in the future?
Well, honestly, to all the beautiful people, thank y'all for coming here first. I'd like to say that. But this scholarship, it means a lot to me. It means that this is not just the beginning. There's more achievement coming on in my future. So I just keep working hard and keep my head up and keep pushing and going forward. And in the future, with this scholarship, it's a stepping stone. So it's going to help me somewhat get to my goal, which is building similar to UCAN. Shout out to UCAN, first of all. Build a community just as UCAN is doing for the youth, so they can be where we're at right now.
Thank you. Robin.
I love that. A UCAN replication. I like that as a concept. So I want to ask you all a similar but slightly different question. I can only imagine what any kind of scholarship means to somebody, right, trying to go away to college. So congratulations, first of all, on this. And I know it's been like just walk in the park getting to this point, right? Maybe not?
Maybe not.
So yeah, everybody's been through something. So maybe that will be inspiring to some people to hear what your greatest challenge has been on this journey. And what do you think leadership means for you personally? And I'm going to mix it up and start with Deja.
Oh, okay. I would say my greatest challenge so far has been myself. I would hold myself to a higher standard, and if I don't meet that standard, I will beat myself up about it. And I learned that I'm only human, and I'm going to fall down and get back up. So I would say that I plan to work on that and acknowledge my strengths and weaknesses, and like I can do this or I can't do that, but I could possibly do that. So I would say my greatest challenge was myself this past year, well, years.
And your thoughts on leadership?
What leadership means to me is leading by example and being human. Like we always turn to someone to guide us, but sometimes we have to take a step back and see, like, I am human, so it is okay for me to feel these certain emotions on these certain days, but also to be that anchor for those who are looking up to you and providing them the stepping stones to be successful right along you, right aside you, because we are all leaders. So I would say that's what leadership means to me.
Great. Y'all feel free to write that down. So Antoine, I know you want to get this over with, because I from earlier, I remember you telling me, let's go. Okay, so tell me, what did you have to get over to get to where you are? What was your challenge, and what do you think about leadership?
My challenge is removing a bad influence out of my life and surrounding the good influences to make me a better person and grow in life.
You're a leader. We know that because you are getting a leadership award. What does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means by showing people my way and not showing them the wrong way. Showing people my way and showing them a better way to become good people in life.
All right, there you go. All right, Anthony.
For me, I'm pretty sure everybody has faced this, and that's adversity. You know, fighting it is like being in a boxing ring and getting knocked out. I just take it step by step and work through it, and also pray on it and hope for change, and that just happened, and it happens to work out for me. And the second question.
What does the leadership mean to you?
Leadership, well, it's like the Bible. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Bible story with Jesus and his disciples. To me, it's similar like that.
Just say yes.
We've heard that one.
Okay. Just say yes, okay? All right.
Yeah, so I have to follow in the footsteps of a leader in order to become one, and that's how you become a leader. So that's what leadership means to me. Thank you.
And Diamond Neal, what did you have to overcome? What was your greatest challenge, and what does leadership mean to you at this point?
I would say my greatest challenge thus far is to not conform in the midst of adversity. Many people don't know, like all of you, I assume, would think, oh, she's this amazing student, she just won an award, this and that. Many don't know, like I've been in foster care. I'm from a foster youth. I've been, I've dealt with trauma, of course, as well as like many others who are a part of the UCAN community. And, I'm still, persevering. So it's like not getting so caught up in things that I can't control and pushing forward. Like, okay, you're still Diamond. You shouldn't change how you influence others. You shouldn't like, you can't let things conform you. That would be my greatest challenge. You can't let things conform you. Like, stay true to yourself. Like, you're still in control, and that leaves way more impact than whatever is going on. And as far as leadership, I would say leadership is a lifestyle. It's something you can't like put on and then take off depending on what setting you're in or who you're around or who you're interacting with. It's how you carry yourself, how you treat others, how you tend to others' needs. Like it's something you do subconsciously, I would say. Like, it's a lifestyle.
All right.
Thank you.
I told you. Well, Scott, your cusp choices turned out to be pretty daggone good.
Give another round for these kids, and thank you very much.
Okay. Final award of the evening. It's a big one, the John D. Nichols Impact Award. And to make that presentation a very special person, without whom arguably UCAN would not be what it is today. Please welcome President and CEO and saved the day and ran it all and helps the incoming emeritus of UCAN, Tom Vandenberg.
Good evening. Before I get started, this John Nichols Impact Award, of course, is named after John and Nick and Alexandra is here tonight. John couldn't make it, so please, Alexandra, could you stand up and wave to us? The support that Alexandra has done has just been incredible. Jeff and Julie, would you come forward, please? Jeff and Julie Diermeyer. Thank you all. What an experience. Many, many years, and seeing this kind of incredible support and seeing our incredible youth grow has just been amazing. So I appreciate it, appreciate all you've done. But tonight, I have the privilege of introducing our John Nichols Impact Award winners, Jeff and Julie Diermeyer. But first, a little bit about Jeff's fabulous career in business. Jeff got started in institutional fund management at the First National Bank of Chicago. Jeff was then one of the founding member partners at Brinson Partners, which later merged with UBS. Jeff became the CIO, Chief Investment Officer, overseeing the largest institutional funds in the world with assets of over $1 trillion. Jeff then retired in 2005 and pursued his passion for developing professional standards and educational criteria, as well as ethical standards for the industry. He did this by becoming president and CEO of the CFA Institute and subsequently chair of the board of the Financial Accounting Foundation, which oversees U.S. and global accounting standards. I believe it was at that time when Joe Glassberg stated, "There goes Jeff Diermeyer, ready to leap the next tall building." Now back to UCAN. And thanks to Julie bringing, through a friend of hers who was a former board member, connected us together. Jeff and Julie, under her insistence, visited UCAN at a time. At that time, it was Ulick Children's Home, about 25 years ago, for one purpose, and one purpose only: to make a difference. After Jeff and Julie did the tour, they sent a contribution, but said, "I think your organization is large for a nonprofit, so our contribution will not mean a lot to you and will not make a large impact on UCAN." That is when our relationship kicked in, high gear. I then had Jeff and Julie meet our youth, discussing their lives, their dreams, as you've seen tonight. After meeting Jeff, stated to me, "How is it that these young people who've had such difficult lives and suffer such trauma, yet have such composure and drive and leadership?" That discussion evolved eventually into the Diermeyer Future Leaders Now program, which supports hundreds of kids every year, thanks to the continuous grant of $100,000 a year to support that program from the Diermeyers. Later, when UCAN began plans to move to North Lawndale, Jeff helped to develop the business plan that focused on youth coaches and as mentors to our young people, with the belief that youth who've suffered trauma can become our future leaders. That program, VIP Services, which you heard about tonight, serves presently over 400 kids in violence prevention and has indeed reduced the homicide rate in North Lawndale by over 75% today. Jeff and Julie also gave a major donation to develop our campus, and the UCAN named a therapeutic youth home after them. As you also know, Jeff has done a tremendous amount leading the Power of Potential campaign, as well as Julie's beautiful gift. Thank you. I could go on, but I think you get the picture. Their impact on UCAN goes way beyond their generous financial contributions. That is why I'm so proud to present this award to my friend Jeff and Julie Diermeyer.
We've been involved with UCAN now for about 30 years. Originally, I became acquainted with UCAN back in the 1990s when UCAN was still Ulick Children's Home. We are deeply honored to be receiving this Nichols Impact Award. It means so much given how much that the Nichols family has given to UCAN over the years.
There are many organizations we could support, but with UCAN, we get a substantial organization, a sustainable organization, and it has the skill set to take youth who have suffered trauma and who can become our future leaders. We are honored to be the 2022 John D. Nichols Impact Award recipients.
What a wonderful evening. Thank you, Tom, Krista, UCAN leadership, John and Alexandra Nichols for creating this Impact Award,
and for honoring Julie and myself. I tell you, it is not hard to support one of the very best social service organizations in the entire nation that helps the lives of countless young people. We are deeply humbled by this recognition, to be placed alongside the distinguished prior recipients, and to be the first wife-husband team. Thanks to the many donors here in the room, your generosity tonight. Thank you to our family members for joining us, and especially to Julie, who started this relationship 25 years ago. One of the primary goals of our Family Foundation is to help those who need a hand up. We believe that everyone deserves a chance at living a productive, happy life, regardless of where they begin life's journey. Our youth have a not-so-obvious advantage in achieving happiness. Those who have suffered trauma, with the help of UCAN, can develop the fortitude and resilience and turn disadvantage into advantage. They can find an upward trajectory to their lives. Studies show that an upward trajectory, regardless of where you start, to be one of the most important keys to personal happiness. We all know that many great leaders have come from very humble beginnings. Allow me to take a second now to speak directly to our award recipients. The people in this room want you to be successful, very successful. The people outside of this room, with the perhaps exception of a small group, want you to be very successful. In our communities, in our city, in our country, we need you to be successful. We have somehow collectively managed to widen the divide in this city and this country. It is not what most of us want. It is our hope that you, our future, will help us come together. Julie and I also have a personal ask of each of the awardees. From what we've witnessed this evening, you have already figured this out, but please think for yourselves. Do your own thinking. Think independently, make good judgments. When faced with life's challenges, do not let others decide for you. Do not rush to judgment. Listen to all sides, weigh pros and cons, consult those you respect, be objective. Unfortunately, I believe it is harder now for a young person to be objective than ever before in modern history. That is one of your generation's burdens. Social media and tech algorithms are very skilled at feeding you what it thinks you want to hear. So extreme views, whether right, left, up, or down, get constant reinforcement, resulting in a world that seems filled with alternate facts, alternate reality, widening the divide. So to think for yourselves, you're going to have to work harder to get the real facts, to be objective. So make that a personal goal as you move forward on life's journey, and along the way, continue to set a great example for those around you. Thank you.
So, guys, what an amazing night. I want to thank everybody who came. Before you leave, don't forget that #OhSoCreative hashtag, UCANYLA, or UCAN150. Y'all young people thought of something better for us yet? Oh, you'll let us know. Okay. So now is your opportunity to steal all the dance moves from those that are younger than you. And nobody will tell. We're going to have a party. DJ Tess is right outside the ballroom doors. Don't forget to fill out your donation forms. After you party, please get home safely. Thank you so much for being here. When you use that social media with all that, every time you get a video from UCAN, it's going to have a young person talking from tonight. Share it. We got to be our own media, folks, okay? My name is Robin. I am so pleased to have been with you again for another great year.